I'm fine.
This is Joe Pugh for IFL TV. We're here at the Beacon of Light, Sunderland. Post-fight night. It's quite early as well, Kalle. He's just said you want your bed.
It is. No, well, it's before closing, isn't it? Crikey. Doing the interviews at 20 past 10. That's normally about 20 past 1 when we're doing our interviews, aren't we? So that's great. Wow. What a statement. What a statement, Josh Kelly. Stand and applaud. Sold out arena here tonight in Sunderland. Our first ever show in Sunderland. You probably have to go back a few years to see the last big show here, so that's great news for Sunderland. And the fans done him proud, isn't it? I mean, it was the atmosphere was electric, and that knockout has got to be one of the knockouts of the year. Fantastic. Took him off his feet, Air Jordan style, Air Kelly style. So he's done that very nice, and I think Adam Booth and him have been working on that because Adam was more excited about the jabs leading up to it. I don't know, did he notice the jabs? Adam just saw the uppercut. He said, no, it's the way he set it up, and he was very happy. So, happy team. They're going to Christmas and massive 2024. You can look at the world titles, whether it's Tim Zhu, you've got the vacant IBF as well. You've got a load of big domestic fights. Flora and Marco here tonight. You've always got the other ones I've mentioned this week, whether it's in 2024, you've got, obviously the Eubanks, the Benns, the Brooks, big fights. You've seen the crowd he can pull. On a big fight, this man will move a lot of tickets and you'll have a big show. So him against another big British name, fantastic.
Do you think that performance, that statement, would have made the likes of Brooke, Ben, Eubank kind of stand up and take notice of Josh Kelly and maybe edge away from that fight?
Yeah, I've been round the block a few too many times to know that it's ultimately it's the number on the fight that takes people's attention. So you create a big fight, a big payday for fighters by having big events, and you can see Josh has a big following, but also it's those sort of highlight knockouts that are going to get him that attention, not only being number one in the world, but also as being an entertainer.
Is this kind of all what you intended to do when you set out with Josh Kelly? Because when you did sign him, he was coming off that blip on the record against David Avanesian. A lot of people wrote him off, and he slowly but surely rebuilt. He's had his homecoming, and now he is, as you say, either number one in the world or a huge mega fight away.
Absolutely, but he's done the hard graft outside the ring, getting himself into that right space. He's worked on his skills. He's added a lot of punching power to his game. He's gone up a weight. He looks terrific at this weight, I've got to say. I do think he's got no problem doing a 160 fight either. He's got that power to go to that level, and it's super exciting. I do think that we close the chapter on, let's say, his problems earlier in the career at the end of last year, and this year has been about getting him to number one in the world, go on for those world titles next year.
Just run down the rest of the card. I think the star performers was Howard and Tom Wellen. You've seriously got some prospects on your hands, and those two are certainly ones to look out for.
Got a heavy arsenal there in terms of talent. I mean, Tom Wellen, fantastic again. Howard, fantastic. Both of them signed this year. They've been out twice in the last 5-6 weeks. They'll be out active. Ben Marksby had a tough fight tonight. He come through. Impressed me on that. He raised his game. It hasn't been the best year performance-wise from him, but I think he finished the year strong. So he'll be looking to push for a British title next year as well. Travis Waters as well looked really good. The opponent, a bit of a punch bag, but he looks the part. I'd like to see him in a level up. Big following, looks silky, good southpaw. Yeah, so fantastic. Very exciting times in terms of guiding careers and moving them forward next year.
Last one, you know exactly what I'm going to ask you about a certain tweet from one of your biggest fighters in the stable. For anyone who hasn't seen this, I will just read it out. Chris Eubank Jr. earlier today went to sleep after agreeing to fight Janibek for world titles, woke up and now my promoter at Sauerland Bros is trying to make me fight Etinosa Olia, if I can pronounce that right, a boxer nobody has heard of. Wasserman, how and why? Your reaction and how, why, Kalle?
When you read it like that, he never tags me into anything, so it must have been someone else who wrote that tweet for him. No, joking aside, I think, look, I don't blame him. He's frustrated. You know, it's been, you know, we've obviously had long negotiations around certain fights. They haven't got us to where we wanted to be. He's not happy about where that is at the moment. Mate, I totally understand. He's out there training. I feel for him. I've worked many years with Junior, and I'm sure it will come good. That's all I'll say right now.
Just no worries there, and just I'm sure you both sit down maybe Monday morning and sort it out.
A cup of tea together. No, I mean, listen, I totally get the frustration. I'm frustrated too. I like making big fights. Done 5 pay-per-views this year in the UK. Fantastic. But, you know, we want to do more next year, and Junior's, you know, got big fights in him, you know. So, you know, we've worked together so well for many years, going back to even before the WBSS, you know. But at the end of the day, I get the frustration. I do get it. So I'm not going to air anything else in public. You know, totally get it. All good.
Just very quickly, is the chapter closed on Liam Smith? We wouldn't see a trilogy there.
No, you know what? Someone else asked me that. No, I mean, look, at the end of the day, Liam Smith is a terrific fighter. He had a bad night. Junior had I don't even say Junior had a bad night. Junior had a bad round. And, you know, that costs you at this level. Everyone knows that Liam Smith is a terrific fighter. You know, former world champion. I'm sure he can be world champion again. So I mean, he's absolute class operator.
Excellent. Kalle, thank you very much for being to IFL TV, and thank you for this week in Sunderland. Roll on next week when Lyndon Arthur becomes world champion.
Absolutely. And the new.
I'll get you on Zoom after he does it, yeah?
Absolutely.
Cheers, mate.
I'm fine.